all the participants. On behalf of Department of Mechanical Engineering, St. Joseph Institute of Technology, it gives me immense pleasure in welcoming you all for this webinar, Personal Branding. I would like to present few videos of our college now. I'll present my screen.
tactics.
This is the future. Evolution.
Thank you all. Now I call upon our head of the department, Professor Dr. K. Arun Vasantageethan sir, to give away the welcome address.
Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's webinar. I am Dr. Arun Vasantageethan, Head Department of Mechanical Engineering, St. Joseph's Institute of Technology, OMR Chennai, one of the reputed engineering institution in Tamil Nadu. It's my honor to represent St. Joseph's in its 26th year, which has a dynamic chairman, Dr. B. Babu Manoharan, under whose guidance we all excel. Always with us, our beloved Managing Director, Mrs. Jessie Priya, and the beloved Director, Mr. Sasi Segar, whom's progressive ideas guiding us to achieve more. I wish to take this opportunity to thank our beloved Principal, Dr. P. Ravichandran, for his continuous motivation and support. Today's webinar is in the title, Personal Branding, presented by Mr. Balaji K. Puvarahan, founder, Kern Group of Companies. Welcome, sir. Life isn't about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. Branding is what people say about you when you leave the room. Personal branding is not about you. It is about putting your stamp on the value you deliver to others. Personal branding is the conscious and intentional effort to create and influence public perception of an individual by positioning them as an authority in their industry, elevating their credibility, and differentiating themselves from the competition. to ultimately advance their career, to increase their circle of influence, and have a larger impact. It was first introduced in 1937 in the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. The process of personal branding involves finding your uniqueness, building a reputation on the things you want to be known for, and then allowing yourself to be known for them. Why? Why we need personal branding? A straightforward answer is to improve job opportunities, personal growth, promotions, improve sales, advocate for your cause, increase awareness, influence. These are few things which I can quote, but there are few other things which I hope our speaker will be explaining you all in detail. We hope you will find today's session helpful, and we would like to hear any feedback you have. On behalf of St. Joseph's Institute of Technology, Department of Mechanical Engineering, and our webinar team, I warmly welcome you all again. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. May I now call upon Mr. R. Venkatesh, Associate Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering, to give away the introductory address of today's speaker.
Thank you. Thank you, Krishna. Good morning, everybody. I welcome you all for this webinar on personal branding. It gives me great pleasure in introducing one of the most prolific, inspirational, and motivational speaker, Mr. Balaji K. Buvarajan. He's a renowned personality. He's known for his motivational speeches. He helps people in setting up their own enterprises. He helps people in becoming the entrepreneurs. Before getting into the topic and before allowing our great the presenter today, let me brief about the topic personal branding. I'll take just a couple of minutes. Right? I could see a lot of participants here, somewhere around 150, 155 persons participating today, out of which most of them are the engineering students in the third years and final years. So having learned engineering, having learned the subtleties, having learned the nitty-gritties, and having learned all the nuances of engineering, they are on the verge of entering into the corporate world, right? What is expected of them? They need to ask some inevitable questions within themselves. They need to do introspection, which is inevitable at this particular point in time. The questions are, why should I be hired by the corporations? What is the unique selling point in me? What is my USP? What I am capable of? In what way I can help the incorporations? In what way I can help them in finding the solutions? How I could make others to think about me? What rightly said by Dr. Arun Vasantageethan, if you're not amidst them, what is their opinion about you and what is your usefulness for them is all about personal branding. If you have answers for these questions, I would certainly say you are in yourself a brand, right? I'll give a few examples. It is a layman's perception. We have an extraordinary personality today here to sort out the problems in our misconception on personal branding. If I'm wrong, definitely he'll find the right answers for my conceptions and my opinion on personal branding. For example, let me start with this. Though with reverence, with respect, and with the divinity, I would say Ahimsa, Satyagraha are the slogans that helped Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi to label himself or to brand himself as Mahatma. Of course, a lot of sacrifices, a lot of hardships, a lot of struggles were there behind this brand. That's number one. And to everybody's delight, I would like to give another example. That is the perception of a layman, I'm telling you again and again. Right. Before entering into the team, there were several stalwarts. They were great hitters. I joined the team late. and I was given the number 6 slot in the team. But I want to create a brand in me. What do? I started becoming a great finisher. I stood up. I showed my aggression. I showed my unique in whirling my willow like a helicopter. I interacted with people on the field and off the field. My strategies from behind the sticks brought me to the position of leading the national team and won several tournaments. And this me become an inspiration to many of the youngsters now. Even the people, those who took up captaincy from me, gets inputs, helps. They took my ideas in strategizing the game and carry forward. Even the board of control of the game is waiting for me to say when I'm going to hang up my boots once for all. Who am I? And me, it's Dhoni. Cricket is inseparable. So from my life, not only from my life, from the lives of millions and millions of Indians. So many corporate people want to make me a brand to promote their products. That is personal branding is all about. So every individual, every student, every person should have that branding, that usefulness, and they can receive the red carpet welcome wherever they go. So we have an inspirational person here, a great orator, Mr. K. Balaji Buvaragavan. He has got loads and loads of experiences. He worked in many corporate worlds at higher positions, in managerial positions, before making himself as an entrepreneur. He is the founder of Kern Group of companies. Right? They provide financial solutions. They provide business supports, marketing strategies. They help in personal branding, and he's pretty much part of these activities. He also heads a managing firm that provides managing consultancies, and he's part of a group called Kern Care, where they promote the personal safety equipments and Medicare appliances. And he's a prolific speaker. He's the most sought after personality in BBC television, CNBC Asia, and is a columnist. He writes a lot of articles, and he has been involved in FM programs, and he's a much sought after brand, a leader in areas like telecom, retailing, healthcare, and branding. So we have a fantastic personality here today. He's a MBA graduate from Asia Institute of Management, Manila, Philippines, with loads and loads of experience. He is here today to entertain us, to educate us, to enlighten us. So to put it in a nutshell, we have a fantastic, dynamic personality. He gives a relief today. He shows us the way, and we will have a kind of a deviation from our routine technical seminars. And today it will be more enterprising and more entertaining, because St. Joseph in itself is a brand. Lot of people in and around Chennai and across the state makes St. Joseph as a ready pickup. Not only in India, the people from across the world, especially in Middle East, they come and join us. They benefited. Their testimonials, their parents' testimonials stand out as an example. So it is a brand, and most of the students are branding themselves within a brand. So I'm happy, I'm delighted to welcome Mr. K. Balaji Buvaragavan to give away the webinar. Sir, please welcome. I'm happy. The session is all yours. Sir, please.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Venkatesh, for your generous introduction.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
I would say Mr. Venkatesh, as well as Dr. Arun Vasangeethan, has already set up the stage, and they've given the tip of the icebergs on what is personal branding is all about. I take this time to welcome all the students, professors, other dignitaries from St. Joseph Group of Institutions, it is really a commendable effort. And I would like to thank St. Joseph Institute of Technology, especially the Department of Mechanical Engineering, to put up this show at the time of pandemic. Everybody is panicking and they don't know what to do. And I know I could see their love for educating people even works well in the time of pandemic, right? I'm very, very happy to be among the students all the time because you guys are the pillars of the future. And also, I'm very happy to be among the learned and intelligent crowd. It's my privilege today. Today, we are going to talk about personal branding. So I love to tell stories. So today's session is going to be more of a storytelling and giving you examples. So sit back, relax. It's not any one of your additional, mechanical engineering or any other course where you need to take the notes every minute. And I would say the more you concentrate, more you enjoy the session, the more the takeaways are. Okay. So Dr. Venkatesh called me up and said, I need to speak to the student community about the personal branding. So the day he called, I went back to sleep thinking, what should I address them? Because it's a huge subject. And at the time of pandemic, why people are coming together to learn something new? Then at that time, I could understand their love towards educating themselves, energizing themselves with something new. All it triggers to the belief of Gabriel Garcia Marquez, one of the Colombian Nobel laureate who wrote the book Love in the Time of Cholera. And I would say today's session is all about love in the time of Corona, right? With that sleep, I went on. I woke up in the wee hours. All of a sudden, in front of me, there is a South American clairvoyant or soothsayer to say, because again, Marquez from South America, Colombia, right? So she said, your session is going to be moderated by 3. The number 3 will run. And I know I love numbers, but all of a sudden, why did she have 3? Now, I'm trying to connect that number 3 to a brand. Okay, when you talk about brand, all of you know, brand is made up of symbols, names, colors, slogans.
Hello.
Technology at once. There's something out of the world, right? With that, I said, okay, the clairvoyant said number 3. But when I talk about perfect, number 3 is not a perfect number. You're all engineering students, you know. Number 6 is the smallest perfect number, right? Now, how 3 fits? Just a symbol in mathematics I love is the pi. It's an arithmetic constant. And also the love of this on numbers with Isaac Asimov's book. I always following pi and its development, how pi has really helped the generations of humankind. Now, why 3? The more I explore, I realize the 3 is nothing but the magic number. You know what is the magic number? Magic number is any number divisible by 3 will add up to 3, 6, or 9. Okay, so why I'm giving you all the stories in a personal branding, you'll get connected later. Okay, with that note, I'm going to take you to a personal branding exercise. Just to give you a glimpse of what is personal branding, how it's really going to help you, what is that you need to do in order to develop or build a personal brand, and some of the examples thereon. Okay, it's going to be an enjoyable session. I love that, whenever I do personal branding sessions, I love the sessions because a lot of interaction. Probably you go through, end of the session. If you have questions, please call me. Yeah, with that note, let's move on to the session. Okay. They've introduced me enough. I would keep it. My name is Balaji. I represent Kern Group of companies today. And the personal branding is all about you. Now, I said three things, right? Why personal branding attached to three? It actually helps you about your past, present, and future. It connects all the three. That's the first takeaway. These are the most valuable brands in the world today. Whether based on a market capitalization, whether you talk about your frame of mind, top of mind recall, loyalty towards customers, and the trust that they put in, and willingness to pay even a higher value in a competitive world. Okay. Now, why do they build brands like this? When you build a brand, any extension that comes through the brand, what they call it as an umbrella brand, it's accepted in the same manner, right? Apple has so many products, but each product are considered among the Apple brand, and it has the same brand value or brand equity. It is very similar to any other brands that I mentioned. You talk about McDonald's, right? They have 40 different offerings, but when you go to a McDonald's, you have a perceived value which is common across all the products that you consume. That is what a brand brings into you, right? How that brands is value to you the same way. If I ask you a question, if you are an individual, what is the most important brand? The important brand to you is nothing but you. Once upon a time, the Time magazine published this cover page saying this person of the year is nothing but you. When the digital came into life, right? In a digital world, everybody is a product because everybody is going to consume. Even in the real world, every individual is a product manager or a product themselves. Now think about it. At home, you are selling yourself or you are promoting yourself. Among your friends, you are promoting yourself for your skills. Say you are all college kids. When you go and see a girl, what would you do? Or when you see a boy, what would you do? You promote yourself with your skills and capabilities. Then you become your brand manager. Now, why do you need to promote yourself? Because if you don't promote yourself, nobody will. Right? And you need a brand. The brand is nothing but your own insignia. Right? It talks about you. It talks about what you believe. It talks about your capabilities. It talks about how good are you in the competitive world. It talks about how you stand alone from the rest of the crowd. Okay, if somebody asks you why you have all the answers you could give from a personal branding perspective. Now, why it is important? As I showed you the Time magazine, we call it as Identity 2.0. From the evolution of human, identity is there. Every individual is unique, right? And their capabilities are unique. And you can keep saying about humankind in many words. But when it comes to a digital world, we are talking about Identity 2.0. I'm sure you're all engineers. We talk about Web 2.0, Industry 2.0, 3.0. Now, when we talk about Identity 2.0, we have two identities today. The first identity is what you are. How do you be perceived by the people surrounded by you? How do you conduct yourself in a normal environment? That is one part. That is you, real you. The second you comes in online. What you are in the public space. And if somebody has to say, yes, I exist in the world 2.0, basically means that if you put your name in Google and search, if you get a minimum of a result, yes, I would accept you exist. If not, I think today is the day where you have to start. Why is it important? What is the difference the online or web media gives you? Earlier, think about you have to talk. You need to have a voice and an audience and a content, right? Now, today I want to talk about it. I have the audience like you. you do not have an audience, then people call you something else, right? So now the web, without having any audience in front of you, virtually, it gives you a great audience to hear and subscribe, give comments about what you say, what you think, and what you act on. That is all I called about a personal brand, right? So 3 things. A great brand, it's not only for products, the product also means you. And in a personal space, what you are, it's a one part. And the identity 2.0 is nothing but how do you establish yourself online? What kind of a characteristics that you have to pose? How do you keep yourself? What are the things you are interested in? What are the areas which you can explore? These are the things that you are going to do. So the first 3 things that you have seen. Now, a very important question. Who are you? You would say, hey, I am Balaji. Then you would be start thinking, what should I say next? Because your audience is different. And in your mind, you have not categorically developed, what should I say next? What is the priority? But humanly, we know which is very, very appropriate to the situation. But that is bad for a branding. When you say brand, when you are a brand manager, you need to have certain slogans, right? When you talk about, personal branding exercise that we have in our company, we name it, it's about you, because the brand actually talk about an individual. So if I ask any one of you, who are you as a question, many of you will stumble. You will not have a straight answer for this question. Now, if you want to know more about it, I have attached a PDF file here. End of the session, you can go through and improvise the answer for this question. Just to give you more glance on how this answer is supposed to be, I'm going to give you an example from the recent magnum opus, Bahubali 2. Listen to it.
கோபத்தில் தித்திப்பு கூட கசப்பாகத்தான் தெரியும் யுவராணி.
நான் கேட்ட கேள்விக்கு பதில் சொல். யார் நீ?
இந்த கோபம் தணிந்தவுடன்
மகிழ்மணி சாம்ராஜ்யத்தின் முடிகளவரசன் ராஜமாதா சிவகாமி தேவியின் புத்திரன், பிரபஞ்சத்தில் யாரும் வென்றடா காலகையரை வலம் செய்த வீராதி வீரன், அமரேந்திர பாகுபலி.
For the benefit of people who do not understand Tamil, basically he introduces a hero. The heroine is asking, who are you? As usual, the hero fumbles, say, don't get angry, I am, what. But the Katapa, the character says, the 3 things, right? We talked about number 3 earlier. The 3 things. He's a great warrior. He's son of somebody. And third, he conquered the Kalakayas. And his name is So. A beautiful way of introducing. What is it in it? It talks about 3 big capabilities. He's a princess. And he's also princess of somebody is really great. Third, not just the namesake, he actually win over great warriors. He's the Amarendra Bahubali, right? The same way, when you talk about you need to have 3 things. I'm sure we are not princess. We don't need to really worry about it. But I tell you, if you go through your life, you will find so many things, not just 3 things, to say fantastic about it. Today, I also wanted to tell you, why I have not chosen 6? It's a perfect number. But we are not talking about creating a personal brand for perfect people. When I say perfect people, jovially you guys say, hey, they are the first benchers. They get everything the best. They go to Harvard. They land up in Google and they do X, Y, Z. You know, how difficult it is to write their story. Isn't it? It's very easy. What about someone somewhere in the middle? Not the backbencher, not the first bencher, in the middle, struggling to figure out what's going on in his life. Only he understands half of it, what the professor says. You know, so I'm talking about such people. Why? Because I just wanted to tell you, stories everywhere. We are all wanted to tell stories. Stories not belongs to one sect, right? I'm sure among your friends, you can find a good storytellers. And I'm sure professors can vouch for it, right? If somebody gets into the class late, if you ask them, why are you late to the class? And a good storyteller come out with 10 different versions why he's late to the class. Right? The same way, when you explain your life, you have great stories. And when we talk about resume or a personal brand building, or when you talk to others, please always make it as a story. I'm sure you would seen all the ads. Why ads are created like this? Most of the time, the ads are saying you some stories. Actually, beyond words, the stories and the pictures will register in your mind quickly. Right? So, when we talk about personal branding, I also want you to talk about your story. Highs, lows, your aspirations, what do you want to be? What is the difference that you have in compared to the crowd? Why you are standing alone as a leader somewhere? What is the difference you could make in the market or in the world per se? Now, there's an interesting article attached here from a Harvard Business Review on what's your story. You can read on a little later. Now, when you build a personal brand, I would advise you to do a reverse engineering, right? You're engineers, you know what is reverse engineering. We need three things: gold knot or golden knot, what they call, one-liner, and a compelling story. Instead of starting from a golden knot, which is the most difficult aspect, followed by a one-liner, I want you to start from a compelling storytelling. If somebody asks, hey, tell me something about you, most of the time in the interviews, the moment you sit down and say, hey, say something about you, most of the guys will fumble and say, you know, my name is this, I come from this, and they don't know what to say. You have to prepare. So I want you to do the reverse thing. Start telling about story about yourself. Then you can create a one-liner and golden knot. All of you are movie buff, I guess, right? Most of you like movies. When you go to Bollywood, Hollywood, or wherever those guys talk about some simple sense. Then a storyteller comes to them. Basically, they don't tell the story. They say, hey, I have a golden knot. What is that golden knot? Golden knot is love between a young boy and young girl in a communal setup, right? That's a gold knot. Gold knot is basically, something very simple. Then the one-liner goes, the parents are opposing to this and neither friends or support. They don't have the money. That's a next elaboration. The compelling story is the twists and turns and how they achieve, not achieve. That's a story. The golden knot is something very, very central to the overall storytelling, right? Remember this. I will tell you how interesting it is to have a reverse engineering a little later in my slide. Now, why do you need a compelling story? The compelling story really defines us. Now, it does not talk about what is our past. Earlier, I said number 3, past, present, and future, right? It's not only talking about what we have done in the past. What are we doing today in order to reach the future? And also, the brand helps you to change the perception. That's the reason I talked about middle benchers. Whatever is gone, it's gone. Kyo sera, sera. Don't worry. Today is the day you can change every perception that others have on you, provided you take an action. Third, it is also not everything about others. It is about you. How do you feel about yourself? Right? I want to be a great guy. Sit and think about it. What is that really drives you? And say, some people, they'll say, hey, I love to give blood. So when you look at them, when they are giving a blood in the blood bank, you could see their faces shining like anything, because that is the moment they feel so proud about themselves, right? And the story goes on. But bear in mind, when I say, please tell me a story, I don't want one more Amarendra Bahubali story, which is unbelievable, right? So I want the story to be very authentic and focus on the story, from the beginning to end, where a cohesiveness, something where they can refer to. That's called the consistency, right? 3 things: authenticity, focus, and consistency. Now, if you build your brand around all these things, what would you get? You would get credibility. You will build trust among the people. The people start believing what you say is true. The ultimate result is they believe whatever you say you could do. That is what puts you apart from the rest of the competition that you have. Now, the earlier one, we talked about 3 things, right? Compelling story, one-liner, and golden knot. Now, compelling story, we have talked about it. That when I say one-liner, it may not be a one line, it's few lines. What we call it as an elevator pitch or 30-second sound bite. What is an elevator pitch? What if you and your potential employer gets into an elevator at the ground level, 0 level, and your office is in the 10th floor? If there is only that chance where you could express yourself and your abilities and asking for a job, that's a call of action, what would you do? At the time, you can't say, hey, sir, why don't you look at my resume? And you can't take your laptop and do things. No, you have to have a certainly developed elevator pitch. What that elevator pitch should consist of? It's asking 3 questions. Who are you? Answer that question we talked about earlier. What do you do now? And what do you want? Call of action. If you fill answers to these 3 questions, you will land up in getting a great elevator pitch. Now, I've given you some of the points, what you are supposed to do, and how do you develop a 30-second soundbite. I've also attached a file for you to go through and develop a very good pitch. This is more like a marketing pitch of yourself. This is the beginning of the personal branding. Now, I also want to leave you with a word of caution. Please don't stress yourself. There is no perfect elevator pitch, meaning elevator pitch emerges and improvises as the time goes on. So whatever you have, put considerable amount. I'm not saying rush it, write it in 10 seconds and say, hey, this is over. Take your time, maybe take few days, a week. Then you stop. You don't need to worry, it's not become perfected. You go to the market with the elevator pitch, maybe it might not work. It might not work, then you would know it's not working. Then you improvise a speech. Second, elevator pitch is not a standard dialogue for your life. What is elevator pitch today? It might not be tomorrow because you moved on from A to B. Your position has changed. Your want has changed. Your current state of mind has changed. At the same time, elevator pitch basically means a different person to different, information or words. For example, what you say to your potential employer will not be the same to approach a girl and propose, right? This will be a different elevator pitch. And so to say, when you go and meet her parents, I'm sure this elevator pitch changes. So I'm saying work on your elevator pitch or 30-second soundbite that will improvise your frame of mind, and also keep in mind something called end in mind. What is that you are trying to achieve by developing this elevator pitch, right? Now, with that, the next 3 is over. The third set of 3. Here I'm introducing our own personal branding proprietary model. Again, it comes with 3 phases. One with how do you assess yourself? First of all, we talked about who are you? How do you assess? Who am I? You know, this question, not only in a student crowd, it's going on even at the age of 90 or some sadhus, they're trying to figure out who they are, right? So we need to do some assessment to figure out who we are, what we are good at it, and things like that. Second, once that's over, okay, I know who I am, then what do? I need to develop a brand. How do I develop a brand? We will give you some templates. Third, the implementation. Okay, now I developed a brand. What do I do with that? How do I go ahead and implement in the market? What are the tools and techniques? What are some of the tips or tricks of the trade where I can do so that I can climb the ladder quickly, right? So the benefits, end of the day, it gives you a great clarity in your life. I'm saying all of you had to do a personal branding exercise, not just because you are looking for a job or you want a promotion or you want to do something externally. I am saying personal brand to start with will help you in crystallizing your thoughts. It will give you a great clarity in your life, what you intend to do, what you are supposed to do, what kind of effort required to reach there, and everything. Once you know this, wow, man, I'll tell you, the path is so clear. It's an ease of walk, right? So we will explore this further. The first one to start with is an assessment. Now, most of this, companies, when you get it, the first thing they'll give you is a personality test. They just want to figure out what kind of person you are or are you. So by knowing the kind of a person, they will actually match and see whether you are fit to the role. For example, think about you are someone who don't really listen to anyone. I'm not saying it's a bad quality. Most of the leaders are like that, right? But then you have extrinsic ideas, things like that. If someone looking for a follower job, meaning I need a team of 10 people and they just have to do what I say, right? If the job description is like that, do you think there is a space for a leader, right? I am not diminishing or saying anything up or low about any sub-institutes like a leader, follower, composer, operator. Everybody has a space. As I said earlier, life is so unique so that the every individual is unique in its nature. So we need everyone in order to have a collective community. So when I select someone, say, think about, I'm going to head the big war. I need warriors. Who should I select? Warrior. I'm not talking about my chief of army or whatever. Warrior is someone, if I say, hey, jump and kill, they just have to jump and kill, right? So the personality test basically gives you a crux of all those things. One of the best personality tests that you can go is the Myers-Briggs. They generally call it the MBTI test. You take it, you would know what you are. But a word of caution, be honest. The answers would say, hey, are you a guy who would help somebody who's blind on the road and cross the road? You would say, yes. But generally you wouldn't do. So please don't put that, Try and see as much as possible, be honest to the question, answer the, best choice that you have. Second, read the instructions. Otherwise, you go haywire. You'll end up in answering something that will portray you something very different. And the same way, here, the test is not to show your intelligence or anything. The test is to figure out who you are. So don't beat the test, beat around the bush. Be there. End of the day, you could be able to figure out what kind of a person you are. Now, you know what the personality you are. I would say every human being is made up of many layers. What is the layer? We talk about, generally we talked about soul, mind, brain, body, outside environment, right? Like that. Every human being has something called the inner core, which is like a real soul. followed by our feelings, our abilities, our personalities. It is like an onion. I'm going to give you an example.
For your information, there's a lot more to ogres than people think. Example? Example? Okay, ogres are like onions.
They stink?
Yes. No.
Oh, they make you cry?
No.
Oh, you leave them out in the sun, they get all brown, start sprouting little white hairs.
No. Layers. Onions have layers. Ogres have layers. Onions have layers. You get it. We both have layers.
Oh, you both have layers. Oh. You know, not everybody likes onions. Cake! Everybody loves cakes. Cakes have layers.
I don't care what everyone likes. Ogres are not like cakes.
You know what else everybody like? Parfaits. Have you ever met a person you say, hey, let's get some parfaits? They say, hell no, I don't like no parfaits. Parfaits are delicious.
No! You dense, irritating miniature beast of burden. Ogres are like onions. End of story. Bye-bye. See you later.
Hope you enjoyed the video. Yes, we are also like ogres. I'm not talking about the shape. Yes, we are also built up of various layers. In Kern identity, we call them as brand onion or one-word equity. Let's explore. When you talk about an individual, every individual can be concised into a single word. What they call it is a brand essence, or also called one-word equity. What does that person stands for? Given if there is one word, somebody would say sincere, humane, athlete, you name it. A single word purely represents an individual. That's what we called earlier golden knot. Remember, I told you, which is a very difficult thing to do. Yeah, that's a golden knot. The second layer is about your personality. What does that other people admire about you? There are many things people admire of you. You are very helpful. You are very, very intelligent. You are numerically oriented. Things like that. Then finally, the last layer comes to a rational benefit. Why should they respect you? It's a thought leader. He's an organizer. He's a kind of a guy who goes all out. Something like that. There are many reasons why people, he's not a selfish person. He does things for people, like rational benefit. Now, I'm saying probably it's very difficult for an individual to come out with a one-word equity as quickly as possible. But as I said, reverse engineering, if you go back from identifying a rational benefit followed by personality, then most probably you will land up with the one-word equity that suits you the most. Now, how do we get there? There is a process. Okay, the process defined here by 3 steps. One is, what is your current brand position? And second, how you are in terms of a perceptual map between your idols. Third, what you want to be. What is your future brand position moving forward? Now, I showed you a brand onion. How easy or difficult to develop a brand onion? It is not so difficult. It's easy. But for that, you have to do a few things. If you want to develop your current brand position, you need to get the 3 things right. And in order to do that, you don't need to know anything. All you have to do is go and ask questions to your loved ones, your parents, your friends, the people surrounded by you, your professors, your colleagues, or anyone who knows you for a certain amount of time. They could be able to tell you the first, the 2 outermost layers, what that you are. And how do you know it is true? Again, it's perceptual. I'm not saying it could be really true, but it's perceptual. But mind you, what is perception is what is true. according to the world, right? Now, how do you know you got the right answers? When you keep interviewing or speaking to people, one point you realize the two outermost layers are not getting any better, meaning you get a repetitive of the same words in a different meaning or different words. Certain to say if you are enthusiastic, they will say it in a different words, but basically what they mean is you are a great guy or you are a great intellectual, things like that. So once you fill this two, and actually by putting it together, you would know what your current brand position is. That's a one-word substitution. The next thing to do is find 3 idols in your life. The idol need not be Mahatma Gandhi, Luther King, and because we also talked about, South American, I could see Dr. Venkatesh is keeping Che Guevara book behind, and most of the students I know Che Guevara is one among the idol. He could be one, right? So I'm saying we need not be somebody very difficult to follow. They are larger than life picture. It could be your friend. It could be your father, mother, or it could be your professor whom you could look up to, whom you find there are great values just you wanted to adhere. There are something to learn. So why I'm saying that, it even could be an alien, right? I'm saying as long as when you take the ideal person, you should be able to draw their brand position. Like what you see in number 1, you have to draw it for your ideal, all the 3 ideal people, so that you would know what's their brand positioning. Now, if you map them with some kind of a perceptual map, you're all engineering students, I'm sure you would know what I'm talking about, right? So you will land up in one quadrant, and the ideals will be another quadrant. If they are all in your same quadrant, guys, I'll tell you, I think you took the wrong route. Okay, so there will be a different quadrant. So now you need to decide, okay, given my perceptual position, how do I move forward? What is that I want to be in my life, in my future? So you put a dot, and you should know how to move ahead in that dot. So in this example, I have given this 2, and this person who's in the picture, he used to be an automobile engineer. He wants to be an automobile management guru, from engineer to management. Now he took, Mr. Anand Mahindra and 2 other people in the industry, dropped their perceptual map. Then he got his own brand positioning. So he moved from an technical expert, that was his brand position, to a thought leader in automobile. That is the moving forward. This is how you develop your brand positioning. Okay, again, 3 things here. Now, move on to the third one. We talked about personality test, how to develop your brand, then implementation part. The online world provides you a lot of opportunity to put your thoughts online. I just wanted to give you, I'm sure you guys know better than me about the social media, but in a developed world today, 85% of the job applications are screened by software. When I say software, the software screens their presence in the social media. How do they act? What is their image in the social media before they recruit? Right? Some people intelligently think that, hey, I have a different account when I comment about my experience in the restaurants. I will use my filthy language. Please take it from me. The social media is all the way to know how you are connected with the brand. And I have so many examples I know where people think that they can act differently and they can be a different person. It's very difficult to do so. Right? Second, the more presence that you have online, it's better for you. There are some studies shows that your absence online basically means that the recruiter thinks that you are not available or you are not the right set of person whom they are looking for. So for you students, when you talk about online media, I'm sure you have a Facebook, you chat with your friends, you have a lot of messengers and things like that. But when it comes to your professional life, entering into any kind of a career, whether you are an entrepreneur or going to be part of a corporate life, you will build your resume, and the resume first will be posted in a LinkedIn, right? That's the first social site you ever do it. So do it cautiously. Whatever we talked about today about personal branding, your 30-second soundbite, your positioning will actually help you to improvise your LinkedIn presence, and it gives you a kind of a brownie points among competition when a recruiter sees your LinkedIn page. So please make your online presence once you do a personal branding exercise. Yeah. Now, when we talked about a resume, there are some interesting stuff that I want to say. If a person has 10 years experience, yes, so much of things to say. There are so much of stories, right? And as a student, you always wonder, I just came out of college. You know, there's no difference. My friend and myself, we are all going to write, yes, I've been in St. Joseph Institute of Technology. I was doing my, mechanical engineering under the great professors. My favorite subjects are this. I was part of the dean's list, or I was part of the, X, Y, Z. But sir, it all looks the same. No, you could make the difference, provided you worked on your story. Now, here I showed you an example from somebody who's really experienced. Put a 30-second soundbite followed by a keyword. When somebody talks about it, what is the keyword that you wanted to associate with? The reason why I put Garuda underneath, if you look at Garuda, or any other big birds, vultures, when they are in a hitting position, they look like a small, maybe not small, it's a decent sized bird. But when it opens its wings, you could see the gigantic size of the bird. Why it's important to you? Your resume is like a bird sitting on a mountain or a stone, right? And the recruiter started asking questions. You could able to expand the stories like a Garuda and show him a real picture of you, right? So that is what it is. So you need to develop a story, strong story in your resume with a clear writing and focus, eliminating all the punctual and mistakes on spellings and things like that. Put your accomplishments. If you are already experienced people, they're not asking what is the kind of duties that you've done. Say, I went to the office every day, I listened to my manager, I had drunk coffee. That's not what they are looking for. They are looking for something. What have you accomplished in the workplace? I doubled the production in the same amount of time they took earlier. I've reduced the cost by 20%. I'm saying something big, but it could be even a smaller things. I could able to identify, rearrange the process for betterment. And if they ask you what is that, you should able to say. So be truthful, but create a story. The last thing I wanted to leave the slide with, hobbies of your insignia. The king has insignia. It could be his ring. It's his identity, right? So for a student, hobbies are their identity. And don't say, most of the resume says, I love to read, I play chess, and things like that. Think about the recruiter also has a real interest on those things. He may end up in asking, what is the last book that you read? You say, yes, sir, I read about Don Brunt's Da Vinci Code. Then he would say, oh, fantastic. So what do you think about Cincinnati? Probably you memorized this book name, but you don't know what is the content. So don't say lies. Every small things could be good enough. Say if you are vivid cyclist, just say, I love cycling. But make sure that you know everything about the area that you mentioned. If you are a chess player, you should know what's happening in the chess world. What is the Kasparov's move? Why Anand get defeated in the last 10 games or 5 games? Is there anything else that you could do? Or stories around the chessboard. There are 64 squares in the chessboard. Do you know what is Russians' game on chess? Or, things like that. So when you build the story, it becomes strong. It shows you love that area intensely. That's what you have to do. So build the resume need not be 4 pages. The best resumes are 1 page, right? Because as I said earlier, golden knot, a single one-word substitute is the most difficult thing to do. If you ask, you can write 20 pages. But if somebody asks, hey, can you write the whole thing as a summary in 1 page? We know how difficult it is, right? So I'm saying, let it be 1 page, but put all your energy, figure out what you want, what you intend to do, and how you could reach there. What are the accomplishments or your personal traits that you have in order to achieve that, and why you are. You have to say, hey, please hire me. Then the question they'll ask, why you? Then you have to have an answer, right? These are the things that you need to. So that finished at the 4th 3. So we are coming almost near to the end of the presentation. Again, the next 3. First one is you need to have an intent. What do you mean by intent? People hear presentations, then once the presentation is over, close the laptop, go home, do something else. You need to have an intent. You want to apply personal branding in my life. And that's not enough. You should do. Having intention, hey, I want to study my subject from tomorrow onwards. It's like the statement never changes. Every day comes in, the tomorrow also comes in, it keeps going on. So have an intent that will really help you. The second, don't be indecisive. I'm going to show you a clip from a movie called Manasa Namaha from Telugu. And it talks about a lady. I'm not blaming ladies. It could be a men also. Just because it's a clip came in, I'm just showing it. Men as well as women are indecisive. I'm saying don't be indecisive. I earlier talked about reverse engineering. This particular short film is acclaimed for telling stories in a reverse format. If you have a time a little later, just go ahead and look at it. A small clip from this movie.
Else you need, ma'am?
Yeah, I would like to have a double scoop of honey lemon, please.
Okay.
Illa. Actually, change it to butterscotch with chocolate on top of it. Sorry. Can you change it to vanilla with crunchy nuts on top of it?
That is it, ma'am?
Yes, that's it.
இந்த பொண்ணுங்களுக்கு என்ன ப்ராப்ளம் சொல்லிட்டா அவங்களுக்கு என்ன வேணுமோ அதான் நடக்கணும். ஆனா ட்விஸ்ட் என்னன்னா அவங்களுக்கு என்ன வேணும்னு கிளாரிட்டியே இல்லை.
So the audience who doesn't understand Tamil, I'm saying the guy is saying the girls, whatever they think it will happen, just that they don't have a clarity on what they want. And it's not just meant for a girl, it is also meant for a boy who doesn't have a clarity. I'm saying you need not be indecisive. Be decisive on what you want to do. There are many options, of course, but then just have to choose one, right? You can't just keep jumping. The final point is a classic dilemma. How do I choose between the two? I need to be an IT engineer. I want to excel in mechanical engineering. I love maths. I want to do masters in mathematics in IIT. How do you decide? The final answer is please believe and trust your instinct. The instinct says the better things than anybody so. Most of the time, you speak to your elders and the professors, and they will tell you when they are gone ahead and did something against their instinct, and they know a little later, the instinct always come back to them and say, hey, I told you so, you are now like this. Okay, so with that, I am completing my presentation. I've given you many 3s. Now I am going to show you a video with 3 hurdles that you have to pass, right? And also I wanted to tell you, building a personal brand is not easy. It's a time consuming. It's going to take a lot of time, but you need not wait for the perfect number 6. You can start with your magic 3, right? So start the magic. Here is the video. When it comes to personal branding, it's all about you. But bear in mind, you have to cross uncertainties, pressures, and limitations. Dear students, gentlemen, ladies, professors, thank you very much for your time today. I hope this session is entertaining enough and at the same time given you a few tips on how to start or improvise your personal branding, what are the things to do and not to do, and what would be the benefits of having a great personal brand. With that note, I would thank once again St. Joseph Group of Institutions, especially St. Joseph Institute of Technology and the Department of Mechanical Engineering, and the support staff, professors, Mr. Venkatesh, Mr. Arun, and every other support staff, and all the students who have joined in the webinar to make this session an interesting one. Thank you. If you have questions, you may ask in the chat session. And I'm going to post the presentation and 6 different PDF files in a shared file. If you are interested, you can download. I know I talked about 3 all the time because I want you to make the magic. But at the same time, I want to be perfect in my job. That's the reason I added 6 PDF. 6 is the perfect number. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. It was really an educating and entertaining session. We had a clarity on how to build our personal brand. It is not that it is confined only to the students, and whoever thinks that they have established, I think they are yet to do. Right? We could understand a lot, and thanks a lot on throwing lights on personal branding, sir. Dear participants, you can post your questions now. You can ask questions. You can be interactive. Just switch on your mic and you can ask questions. We encourage you to come out. Asking questions is part of your branding procedure. Though you may be having questions in your mind, if you are reluctant, then you are not in the track of creating your brand. Am I right, sir?
Okay. Maybe student, we can be, let me frame the questions. And if you guys are shy to ask online, probably you can chat, put a chat question. The professors would help you out.
Okay.
Online is about make your voice heard, right? Why Identity 2.0? It provides you an opportunity to make your voice heard. So don't be shy. Just come out.
Yeah. Please kill your shyness. Make use of his expertise, dear participants. I've seen so many students of us here in this group. Please make use of this session, please. Please be interactive.
So we have a question from Dinesh Babu.
Yeah.
Yes.
How to avoid unidentified negativity in work zone to make ourselves successful in personal branding?
Okay, very interesting question. Now, every individual wanted to position themselves very unique. The last video that I've showed about uncertainty, pressure, limitation, it basically one among the limitation. The limitation is the brain game that the other people play, right? People tell you, there are 2 things. One is what is perception, then what people want to believe what you are. The perception is you do something right, but they take only 60%, 80%. That's a perception. The limitation part is, like parents say, that's a different thing because they want you to be good. But others say, oh, you are worthless. You can't do this. Oh, you are talking about building this big empire? You are a small boy. You can't do it. These are all discouragements. Or even in your workplace, people try to connect points which are not so associated with you so that you could not mentally claim that element. For example, you are looking for a promotion. People tell you why you are not fit for that position. just to make sure that you don't even try. So please eliminate from your mind. That's the exercise I talked about earlier. Who are you? When you talk about who are you, when you go through this exercise, actually you clearly understand who you are. Then the outside noises will get eliminated. It's like recording your own voice in a studio, right? There are so much of outside noise, but it's get eliminated because of the mechanism. So the mechanism to eliminate negativity is to know what you are. If you know what you are, then absolutely the outside noise becomes nullified. Do you answer your question? Are you convinced or you want more explanation?
Okay, thank you, sir. There is also another question from Mohanapriya L. How to stay motivated when facing a plethora of failures? Even you emerged as a successful man after 2 failures that you have described in your CV, sir.
Now, it's a mindset and mindfulness. Maybe you can go and read mindfulness. It's like a personal branding. It's, again, another great area. People say the destination is not important, but the path you traveled, right? Or other way around, people say, in order to achieve, the destination is important. Whichever the path you travel doesn't matter, but I would come with the first. When you try something, right, you are only trying. We don't know the outcome. If we know the outcome, then our life has become very, very, it's not interesting at all. It's very vague. We live a day-to-day life. We don't know how tomorrow is going to look like. So when we talk about your entrepreneurial journey or your life's mission, your job, anything, it could happen the way you want it to be, or it could be completely opposite. You have to prepare your mind for it. But then, as you rightly asked, how do you be happy about it? Because if you know the path you are going to travel, and if you know every point in the path that you have achieved, clicked on it on a daily basis, even you attain a failure, you have bags of things with you that will help you in your next mission. And you also will know why you have failed. Rightly, Dr. said, I have 2 entrepreneurial ventures before I took up completely into an entrepreneurial job. At the age of 23, I started my first entrepreneurial venture. In 6 months' time, with 8 lakhs rupees in loss, I concluded, yes, this is a failure. I moved on again join back to the corporate life. Right? Now, also you need to know that you need to know how to let go. Right? What is failure? The failure is something where you wanted to have a different outcome. With all the effort that you've taken, you couldn't reach that destination, right? Then someday you know how to let it go, because maybe you have done something wrong in the path. Something you have to convince yourself. As every individual, the personal branding, it actually gives you an immense strength, which is not, you have it today. If you do a personal branding, it gives you, it's like having an ammunition hand. Think about, you have a AK-47, right? And you don't use it, you have it. And if I ask you to walk in the midnight somewhere, would you really worry? Other than that, if you do not have any AK-47 and you know you can't run faster, you can get beaten up. Then if I ask you to walk in the middle of the night, how do you feel? That is the difference. I'm saying knowing yourself, knowing your capabilities will actually put you in a pedestal where you could face anything that happens in the world. And that elevates you from your misfortunes and puts you into a very soothing condition so that you are ready for the next mission.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. Krishna, do we have time still? Krishna?
Sir? Yes, sir, I can hear you.
Do we have time still?
Yeah.
How much time is left?
Yeah, actually, the schedule is done, sir. It depends on Balaji, sir. If he's comfortable to take up more questions, you can.
I have posted my Google Drive link in the chat session.
Okay.
If students are interested, they can download current presentation as well as six different PDF files, which would be of great use to them.
Okay, sir. Definitely we'll circulate that, sir. Definitely we'll circulate that. Okay, so thank you so much for taking up our invitation and giving a wonderful webinar on personal branding. You motivated our guys and they are energetic, and certainly they'll create a brand of their own. There's no doubt about it. And I would like to thank Dr. Mrs. Dakshayani Vijayanand and Mr. Vijayanand for introducing you to me, and it was really wonderful. And I had your introduction, and I'm extremely thankful to them. And I do not know how to express my gratefulness for such a high-profile personality to come to our webinar sessions and enlightening our students. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Krishna,
Thank you, sir.
Your words, Krishna.
Yes, sir. It was really a wonderful section, sir. It was really a thought-provoking session. So, on behalf of Department of Mechanical Engineering and on behalf of students community, we really be very thankful and grateful to you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thanks a lot, sir.
Bye, sir. Take care, sir. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.